Okay, so you're stuck in a timeshare and you want outright.
You've come to the right place.
We get it. We hear you. Today we're doing a deep dive into how to actually escape this tricky timeshare trap.
That's right.
And trust me, it's going to save you a lot of time, money, and stress. We're looking at insights from experts at the Timeshare Users Group.
Told you. Yeah.
They know this stuff inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we've got real-life stories from people who've actually gone through it.
That's right. From the trenches.
First up, let's tackle that myth we all hear, that timeshares are a valuable investment.
Yeah, the old, it's an investment in your future vacations.
Yeah, right. We found something really fascinating in the research.
Okay.
Multiple sources, including experts at 2U, actually say most timeshares have a resale value of, get this, $0.
Zero.
As in nothing.
Yeah, as in nothing. You see, unlike traditional real estate, timeshares don't appreciate in value because of things like limited demand, high maintenance fees, and the sheer number of units available.
We even saw a YouTube video where someone was trying to give away their Capital Resorts timeshare for free on eBay.
Wow.
And they were even offering to pay the closing costs.
Ooh. Yeah, so that's a prime example of why these things become liabilities,
Yeah.
not assets.
So what can you do if you're ready to get rid of this so-called investment?
Well, there are a few avenues, but before we jump into those, let's be clear.
Okay.
Timeshare companies, they don't make it easy to get out.
They don't. They really don't. They are in the business of keeping you locked in.
Locked in. But the good news is you do have some options.
Okay.
Some companies actually offer official ways to get out, and these are called deed back or surrender programs.
Yeah.
Think of it as a take-backsies for your timeshare.
Right.
So companies like Westgate, Hilton, Marriott, Wyndham, and others have been known to offer these programs, but here's the catch.
Uh-oh.
They usually require your timeshare loan to be completely paid off. Oh, okay. So what happens if you're still making payments on that timeshare loan?
That's where things get a little bit more, shall we say, interesting.
Okay.
One strategy that has been gaining traction, although it is a little bit controversial,
Yeah.
is simply stopping your timeshare payments.
You heard that right?
Stop paying.
Stop paying.
Now, before you panic, let me clarify. This isn't something we're advising you to do without careful consideration. It's a tactic often used by timeshare exit companies, but there are risks involved, like a potential hit to your credit score.
Okay.
But the logic behind this strategy is tied to that zero resale value we talked about.
Right.
If the timeshare isn't worth anything, why keep throwing money at it?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And we learned from several YouTube videos that timeshare companies rarely pursue legal action against people who stop paying. Taking people to court is costly and time-consuming for them,
I can see that. Yeah.
especially when they're dealing with potentially thousands of defaulters.
Right.
And from a PR standpoint, suing your customers isn't exactly a good look.
No, it's not. It's not.
They already have a reputation to uphold. And let's face it, it's not always the best.
Not the best.
So in a way, they're choosing to cut their losses rather than chase after people who aren't paying. But remember, this strategy is not without risk. And it's essential to fully understand those risks before making any decisions.
Absolutely. And we'll talk more about those risks and how exit companies navigate this later on. But before we get to that, let's move on to another tactic you might find useful. We call it becoming the squeaky wheel.
So you want to get their attention right.
Yeah.
Become that persistent but always respectful presence that they can't ignore.
That's the idea. You want to make it clear that you're not going away and that you're serious about getting out of your timeshare.
Right. You want to make it very clear that you're not just going to go away.
Right.
And that you're serious about this.
Yeah. So where do we start squeaking?
Well, think about what timeshare companies value the most.
It's their image. They don't want negative reviews and complaints all over the internet.
Right, because bad press can really hurt the bottom line.
Exactly. So one really effective way to become a squeaky wheel is to leverage social media.
Okay.
Platforms like Facebook and Twitter, and even online review sites.
Yeah.
These can be powerful tools. You want to share your story and be detailed, factual, and most importantly, be consistent.
Basically, you're airing their dirty laundry for everyone to see.
In a sense, yes. But remember, always stay professional and stick to the facts. The goal is to make them realize that it's in their best interest to work with you to resolve the situation.
Right, yeah. Okay, so social media is one avenue. What else can we do to amplify that squeak?
Direct communication with executives can also be very effective. You can often find their names and contact information on the company's website or, do a quick Google search.
Oh, so go straight to the top. I like it. I like the boldness of
Okay.
that.
Send them emails, write letters, and if possible, try to get them on the phone. Again, be persistent, but always polite.
So it's about making them understand that resolving your situation is really a win-win for everyone involved.
Precisely. And here's another avenue you shouldn't overlook:
Okay.
filing a complaint with your state's attorney general.
Oh, okay.
Now, this can be especially effective if you were misled or pressured during the initial sale, which unfortunately is a common experience.
You hear those stories all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, people feel trapped by those high-pressure sales tactics, and the promises just turn out to be false.
yeah. And that's why it's crucial to document everything.
Right.
Save those brochures, record those phone calls if it's legal in your state, and keep detailed notes of every interaction you have with the timeshare company.
Because in the world of timeshares, knowledge is power. And when you can back up your claims with solid evidence, you're in a much stronger position.
Absolutely. Now, let's circle back to that stop paying strategy.
Okay.
Remember, we said exit companies often use this tactic.
Right.
Well, it's essential to understand how they make it work. It's not as simple as just ignoring your bills.
Right. There's a strategy behind it.
There is, yeah.
So fill us in. What's the secret sauce?
Well, these companies typically start by collecting detailed information about your timeshare contract,
Okay.
including the terms of the sale, any misrepresentations that were made, and your payment history.
So they're building a case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They then use this information to negotiate with the timeshare company on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they're arguing that the contract is invalid, due to these misrepresentations,
Right.
or that you're no longer financially able to uphold your end of the bargain.
So it's not just about stopping payment. It's about having a strategic reason, a strong argument to back it up.
That's right. And that's where the expertise of these exit companies comes in. They know the ins and outs of timeshare law and can often leverage that knowledge to get you released from that contract.
But of course, these services don't come cheap, right?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
Hiring an exit company can be expensive, and there's no guarantee of success.
Right.
That's why it's crucial to really do your research and vet any company thoroughly before signing any contracts and understand those potential risks involved.
This is all incredibly valuable information.
Yeah,
It's empowering to know that even when you feel trapped in a timeshare nightmare, you do have options.
you absolutely do. And remember, you don't have to go through this alone. There are resources available to help you navigate these challenges.
You mentioned the Timeshare Users Group earlier.
Yes,
Can you tell us more about them and how they can help?
absolutely. The Timeshare Users Group, or TUG, is an invaluable resource for anyone dealing with timeshare issues.
Okay.
They have online forums where you can connect with other owners, share experiences, and get advice.
Right.
They also have a vast library of articles and resources that cover everything from understanding your contract to navigating that exit process.
So it's like a support group for people who've been, well, timeshared.
Yeah,
Ju-
exactly. They understand the complexities of the industry and can provide guidance and support every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
They even have legal experts who can offer advice on specific situations.
Okay, so let's take a moment to kind of recap what we've covered so far. We started by debunking that myth that timeshares are valuable investments.
Right.
We talked about developer deed-back programs, which can be an option for some people,
Mm-hmm.
but often come with very specific requirements.
Yes.
We then explored that more aggressive and admittedly controversial strategy of stopping timeshare payments
Right.
and how those exit companies use this tactic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We also discussed the importance of becoming a squeaky wheel by leveraging social media,
Right.
contacting executives, and filing complaints with the Attorney General.
Absolutely.
And we highlighted the importance of documentation, especially if you were misled during the initial sale.
You got it. So what does all this mean for you, our listener? What are the key takeaways here?
Well, the biggest takeaway is that you have options. You don't have
Yeah.
to feel powerless in this situation.
Yeah, and don't fall prey to those companies that promise these easy outs for these hefty fees. Remember, the most effective methods are often the ones that you can actually implement yourself. We've given you the blueprint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best offense is a good defense, right?
Yeah.
Before you even think about buying a timeshare,
Right.
learn from the experiences of others. Do your research.
Yes.
Understand the risks.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, if a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Probably is.
Now, if you're already in a timeshare situation and you want to escape from it, don't lose hope.
Right.
There are paths to freedom,
Yeah.
but you need to be informed.
Absolutely. Arm yourself with knowledge, explore your options, and remember, you are not alone in this. The Timeshare Users Group, TG, is
Yeah.
an incredible resource, so be sure to check them out.
Mm.
They have a wealth of information and a supportive community that can really help you navigate this process.
And remember, you've got this.
Yeah, you do.
Take it one step at a time and don't hesitate to reach out for help when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Tuki's there for.
That's right. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and happy travels.
Hopefully, timeshare free travels from here on out.
Hopefully, timeshare free. That's right.